Okay, finally back in the studio, and yesterday was crazy. But finally, we got the mixing console at the right position, and I'm so relieved. And I have to say, it was kind of a nightmare to get the console here. Just getting it up from the previous owner's studio, which also was upstairs, with a stair that was really tiny and steep. And it took hours. Hours of thinking, hours of muscles, but we finally get it into the car. It was a practical nightmare, but at the same time, it was a dream coming true. And today we're having the console at our place, and this is so exciting. Have a look at this beauty. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. At the moment, the studio is total mess, and that was just to give it a clear path here so that we could get the console in. And here it is, standing on its massive feet. And we have unwrapped it from all the bubble plastic, and it seems like everything has been going well. Today we have some cables to sort out and connect. One thing that is really scary when moving a console like this is no matter how good you wrap it, there are always fragile parts, like the faders. And it seems like all the faders have been going through the transport without any problem. They look great. The first thing we're going to do is just clean this space a little. When opening up, it's really clean as it is, but I think we'll wipe it off before we put the channel strips back in. And it took actually 2 car rides to get the console here. The second car ride was yesterday when we brought the frame and the actual desk. And for a week ago we brought the channel strips, which we can find over here. Here we have 32 channel strips and 1 FX return. And we also have the power supply for the desk. And now we are going to sort every channel strip so they are placed in the perfect order and put them in from 1 to 32. And of course you could do any channel strip on any location you want, of course, because they're the same. But since the previous owner had it up and running perfectly fine, I thought it would be a good idea to place the channel strip exactly as the previous owner. So we'll start by sorting channel strips. Time to wrap up the channel strips that we packed in bubble wrap, and 2 strips at a time. So let's unwrap it. it's really looking good. If we have a closer look here, you can see that there are 2 circuit boards that seems to be single-sided, which is a great thing when it comes to service. And we have around 40 caps that all looks great, and the previous owner had no problem with them, so they have not been changed. And I don't think we're going to change them if we don't see that there's some problem with it, but they look good. They're not looking dried out or anything, so good condition. And here we have number 30. Let's put it here. Yeah, a couple of more to wrap up. Okay, so time to put in the first channel strip. This is a moment I have been waiting for. To finally pick up the first channel strip and placing it into the frame. This is the beginning of a totally new workflow in the studio, and of course I have a couple of ideas of how the studio are going to be connected and what the setup will look like. And it's so satisfying to finally start to be able to place the first channel of the console into the frame. There we have the first channel strip. Woohoo! Now it's just 32 more to go. Let's keep on doing. I started mounted channel 1, 2 and 3 going from left to right, but quickly realized that it was much easier to do it the other way around, starting from the right and going to the left. And that's probably because it was so much easier to see the connectors, and it just felt more natural to do it that way. And this is so satisfying to do, so it's really easy to get excited and just want to finish this up as quickly as possible. But for me, this is a really enjoyable part of the work, and I just try to keep myself as calm as I could, take it easy, slow, breathe, and kind of having a meditative attitude to the process and try to enjoy it as much as I could. I don't want this to finish up quickly. I like working with the console, and this is something that is so satisfying to do and that I absolutely not should rush. Number 15. There's really not many mistakes you can do in this process, but as with everything else, it's important to just take its time and make sure everything is mounted perfectly. just have a look at the view of all these ribbon cables. It's such a beautiful view. And even though this is kind of a meditative moment for me, I think, let's speed up the process a little bit and continue with the last couple of channels on the other side of the console. And now we only have one channel left. Okay, so finally it's time for the last channel strip to be mounted into the frame. And it's kind of tight to get the last one in, but let's do it. Here we have the ground. Even if it's the last strip, we'll make sure to check the number, and it says 26. That was kind of lucky that we checked it, because that means that 26 must have been swapped. Whoa! I mean, the ground cable doesn't matter, but if it would have been any other cable, it could not have been that good. Yeah, it says 25. So I made a wrong connection here. Actually, wow. There we have 26. Now it's time for channel 25. Oh yeah. Here we have 25. This one says 25. Here we have 25. Here we have 25. And we just have one more thing to go. And that's the connection for the fader. And that one says 25. It's a little bit tight here. You don't want to squeeze it the wrong way. Want the flat cables to have room. There you go. A little bit. I think that's okay. Man. Wow. This is the first time we have all the channel strips in place in the console in my own studio. It feels so good, almost unreal. Yeah. Woohoo! Whoa! It's such a beautiful console. And it's so good to get the feeling of it in this room. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a while and enjoy the look of it. Have a cup of coffee. And then we're ready to hook it up. Woo! It feels so great to finally have the console in place, all the channel strips where they are supposed to be. And in the next video, we are going to check what condition the console is. We're going to hook it up and see what's working and what's not working. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel. There will be coming more videos like this, and we'll just continue the work to get the fabulous Soundtracs JADE up and working. Man, this is so much fun. And until next time, take care and see you later.